Y'all good to go?
Everyone ready?
Awesome. So tonight's win is one that I'm happy about. I know a lot of people probably can be critical of where we're at, but I want everyone to be conscious of the fact that we have 10 new players, and 9 of them are guards, and we really have to not 9, I'm sorry, but 6 of them are guards. We really have to put a focus on the fact that we're winning the battle in small ways in terms of our improvement. And I'm loving where we're at. And I don't want us to peak too soon, nor do I want us to peak too late. But the maturation process is there. Sometimes when you are coaching your team, uh, some of your best coaching isn't going to be through the X's and O's or the defensive schemes. It's going to be in the details woven into everything that you're trying to do. Are people where they're supposed to be? And if they are, we're going to applaud that and celebrate that small victory. Now we can build upon it to say, okay, now that you're there, now what can we do with you in that position? Or even offensively, the same thing. Are we getting the shots that we want? Great. Maybe the ball's not going to the basket, but when we get more comfortable with it and people really open up and relax into this thing, now we'll see the ball go to the basket at a higher rate. But tonight we did a good job of second chance opportunities on the glass. And we also did a great job of holding them to 7 points in that second quarter. And that really helped us open things up. But overall, great win. And I'm looking forward to seeing how we prepare for VCU to come out and play against them.
So, Coach, you just mentioned 7 points in the second quarter. I think with 5 minutes left in the third, they had only scored like 5 points, 12 points at that point. Talk about the defensive effort a little bit tonight.
Yeah, so what's interesting is everything started for us in the summer when it comes to the offensive side of the ball. We knew that we were bringing in a lot of high powered players that can do a lot with the ball, and they probably were conditioned to having the ball in their hands a lot of the time, or offenses ran solely for them. But now we have individuals that have to understand how to move the ball and move bodies and play with each other. So that was the heavy focus in the summer. But since we came back within the preseason, we have been honing in on everything that we do defensively, how we guard actions rather than guarding people. And it's taken a second for people to kind of grasp it, but I'm pleased with where we're at because we're still holding teams below their averages, and that's something that we're accustomed to doing. If you are a player for ODU women's basketball being coached by DeLisha Milton-Jones, then you're going to have to understand that you will be a two-way player. It is not a situation where you can come here and only play one side of the ball. We defend here, and we understand that we're going to do it as a committee, and it's the thing that can get you closest to championships. It's nice to put that ball in the basket too. I have total confidence that that's going to come. But where our defense stands at this moment, I will applaud it.
Speaking about putting the ball in the basket, something we've talked about the last few weeks has been the ball sticking.
Yeah.
Tonight, what were your thoughts on how the ball moved?
I thought the ball moved well. Whenever we get ball reversals, now we're getting deeper into the set, and what defenses hate is movement. So now, as the ball is moving and our bodies are moving, and we're continuing our offensive set, now we have weakened the structure of the defense, and we can find the person that we want to pick on to be able to get the opportunities that we're looking for. Before, the ball was sticking, and too many people were holding it longer than 2 seconds. If you can't make a decision within 2 seconds, then you need to either get off the ball or get off the court, in my opinion. But tonight we did a much better job of moving it and extending our play on the offensive end, which also puts us in great rebounding position. And now everyone on the court can do their job well within their skill set.
You did not rebound your last opponent. You out rebounded this opponent by quite a lot. Was it rebounding? Was it the who you were playing, or was it rebounding?
I think it's a little bit of both. We fear no one, but we have respect for everyone, and you got to know if they're going to suit up. That the iron can be either kind or unkind to you, but how can we alter that? We want to try to figure that out. And one advantage we knew that we had would be on the glass, so we wanted to win the battle of the boards. I think that our players came out and we used our either height or our athleticism to be able to get a lot of second chance opportunities for us or limit them to just one.
So VCU, William and Mary, and Ohio State.
Yes.
That's a challenging rest of the league.
Yes, it is. But our fearless leader, Dr. Wood Seelig, he challenges us as coaches to put together a very strenuous non-conference schedule. our fans are accustomed to seeing some of the game's best come through. You know, they're used to seeing the Tennessees and the Yukons of the world, where those teams may not be where they were before. We still want to have some very healthy, high caliber opponents come through Norfolk, or either we go see them on their home turf. When you play challenging schedules like that, you may or may not win. But one thing that you can assure yourself of is you're going to gain reps, tremendous reps and experience for your team through the suffering of the loss or through the victory of the win. And I look forward to all of it because it prepares us properly for what's to come in the Sun Belt Conference. We have a great conference. This is a tough conference. Georgia State just beat Georgia. We beat SMU. We've had other Sun Belt teams give SEC and ACC opponents a run for their money. So if you want to vie for a championship in the Sun Belt Conference, you're going to have a healthy, strong non-conference schedule to prepare you for everything to come.
Coach, if you had to pick one thing tonight that you guys really improved on from game to game that you were proud of, what would that be?
I would be proud of the fact that the ball moved and we were able to get deep into our offense. I also am proud of the fact that we ruled the glass the way that we would like to. And now we're getting out and understanding how dangerous we can be transitionally from the defensive end to the offensive end. And I'm also proud of the fact that we were able to see more bodies on the floor and different lineups out there.
The young lady to your right, she did some things that didn't show up in the stats tonight. She intimidated. Talk about her.
Oh my goodness, I love to talk about this young lady right here. Mikayla Brown. Mikayla Brown is an individual where everything that she does not show up on the stat sheet, but she has a tremendous impact on this entire program. I trust her. I trust her with everything. I can turn my back and know that even if I'm not here, she's going to hold court and she's going to uphold the standards and make sure that everyone else is accountable in that same regard. She's the unsung hero. I love the fact that she's the example for others to see, whether it's how others should treat me and handle me, how others can see how I can handle her, but she still has the respect. She's the person that's going to come to work every single day with a smile on her face, listen to everything that I say, do it to the best of her abilities, with love attached to it. She loves this game. She loves her teammates. She loves her coaches. She loves her school. She loves herself. So when you have an individual that is built like that, how could you not value what she brings on a daily basis? Now what you see in her is she's reaping the benefits of all of the sacrifices that she has made. She could have easily have just tapped out after she suffered the injury last year, and she could have done like a lot of players do. They just sulk and they have a woe is me type mentality. But this young lady right here, the stick to itiveness within her, is palpable. You can taste it. When she walks in a room, she commands it. When she walks on the floor, you're gonna know she's there because she's either going to break your back or your neck with a screen, or she's going to dismantle any type of offense you have by sliding in there, taking charges. So she does the grunt work. She gets muddy and dirty every day, but then it also allows her teammates to come out squeaky clean and for me to look like a really good coach. So that's what I think about her.
Oh, that. Go ahead.
No, you got it.
I was going to say that's a great segue. At the last press conference, one of the questions was, you've got a very deep team and a lot of folks that have a big offensive skill set, but how do you get them to all come together? And you singled out Mikayla as an example of that, of doing all the small things that maybe the stat sheet, wasn't there. So my question, Mikayla, one, how does that feel to have coach talk to you about, that? And then how do you go about setting the standard for the team and setting that example?
I feel honored. I feel honored. I like hearing good things. Sometimes I may not hear it all the time, but just staying the course and knowing that what I'm doing is good and keep me being able to keep fighting for the good, it makes me feel good that it's like being recognized by my coach. And how I go to set the standard, I just show up every day, like she said, with a smile on my face, and just keep fighting a good fight, and hope my teammates just see that and feed off of that. So that's what I would say.
Kayla, you guys are going to be much better down the road than you are now. Is that right? Can you talk a little bit about that? How you think this team can improve?
I think we can improve. Probably just staying together through the tough times, defensively and offensively. I think like the ball moves, it did move a lot more today. I think we stayed together a lot more than the last game, and you could just see that everybody was happy. So I would just say, just keep staying together.
And I think another part of our success is going to come from them understanding that as a coach, I'm supposed to apply tension. I'm supposed to tighten things and to make it uncomfortable. We talked about this a little bit last night. We have such a great relationship where I can call her, and as a coach, I can vent and it's a safe space. And she can call me and she can vent and it's a safe space. But I think the team is getting to the point where they understand the tension that I'm causing is one that's going to allow us to showcase a better version of ourselves. And it's not always about your jump shot or your defensive stance or your ability to communicate. Sometimes it's about your person and your character and the flaws that may be within that can show itself up in the worst moments when we're on the court, when we really need your best. So we're going through a rearing process as a team because we're still introducing ourselves to one another because the season is new. And with each game, something new may come up that we did not know about each other. So we'll continue to introduce each other. We'll continue to have the patience and the grace, all while I'm still applying the tension that's necessary for us to go through some levels of suffering that will give us the reps that we need to become a much better team later.
Any other questions for DeLisha or Mikayla? All right, thank you guys.
See y'all on the 21st.